I have Mizensir's Rose X. How do you say this? Exaltante. Another Alberto Maria's fragrance from his own brand. This one, it reminds me of a lot of rose musk that came out in the last 10 years or so. If I had to compare this to other fragrances, I would say MFK's Oud Silk, Mood or Oud, however you say that. Byretto's Rose Noir. It has that musky roseness to it, like a pinch of oud, probably the one that MFK uses in his ouds. I think that's a Firmenich oud, if I'm correct. It's not too expensive. I mean, it's not cheap, but you can buy it on a Perfume's Apprentice. It's in a lot of these musky rose ouds, but it's there's not a lot of oud. It's just a little bit, kind of like how MFK does it, I would say, in his regular oud or the oud silk mood. Yeah, this one's a rosy muskiness. Now, the thing about this one that separates it from the other ones is I get this like almost sweatiness to it. I don't want to say cumin in it, but the muskiness is not overly clean. It's like a animalic muskiness or something. I looked up on Fragrantica and it says it has animal notes in it, so maybe that's it. Um, yeah, it's got that MFK chamomile rosy musk with a little bit of oud. I mean, yeah, it's similar to MFK's Oud Silk Mood, if I had to say, but that muskiness, the opening, it kind of stays the same throughout the fragrance. Like, it doesn't really evolve. It lightens up, of course. In the beginning, it's real sparkling, tingly, sparkling. Maybe there's aldehydes in it. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's just a musky rose. I think it's good. I think this is a fragrance I would have liked more years ago. I've smelled a lot like this. I used to really like this kind of fragrance, these musky rose fragrances, but there's so many of them. I feel like they kind of just get boring after a while. I feel like if you're going to get one, just get one and be done with it. I would say this is probably one of the better ones, but there's something about the musk in here that might steer me away from this fragrance. Whereas the MFK one, I feel like I started picking up on MFK's ouds having this sweetness in it. It's almost like he drops ethyl maltol in his ouds to sweeten it up, and it becomes a little bit headache inducing. MFK's oud fragrances, they do not work well in the heat. That's one thing I've noticed. But in the winter, they smell nice if it's really cold out. Whereas I feel like this one you could wear whenever throughout the year because it doesn't really have that sweetness in it. Yeah, it has like a slight sweet musk like Byrettos and Diptyques or zoologists all have. It kind of has that. It's not overly done, but it's not an ethyl maltol sweetness, I would say. But I don't know when this one came out. It probably came out around the same time as all the other musky roses. I'm almost certain. It seems like this was really popular in the the mid to late 2000s, something mid to late 2010s really. And yeah, it's decent. I feel like Alberto Maria's got inspiration from other fragrances and did this. It's almost like a lot of these really big perfumers kind of all make similar stuff. Maybe they're trained similarly and then they just kind of do that and then put like their own take on it. And maybe that's what works, what sells, and they know it. But that's one thing about Alberto Maria's. Nothing really stands out too much for me of his so far. I'll have to keep smelling some of his fragrances, but yeah, since I reviewed, I think it was Perfect Oud last, I figured I would go ahead and review another one. If I have any more of these samples, I'll probably review another one. But yeah, there's not much to say about this besides musky rose oud. And yeah, if anybody smelled this, let me know. I'm sure he has other rose ouds or ouds in his line. But yeah, I haven't really felt the need to buy that many samples from this brand. You know, I bought a few and I'm like, okay, like they're good, not worth the price. Um, they're just, I don't know. They smell expensive. How niche fragrances smell at department stores. They smell like that, but nothing stands out. That's the thing. Nothing's unique or anything like that. But yeah, if you like rosy musk fragrances, it's worth giving a try. But other than that, I mean, if you don't like rose musk or, you know, MFK's ouds, you're probably not gonna like this. It's similar, but that's about all I have to say for this fragrance.